For this fantastic lesson, we're going to learn about solving and graphing two variable inequalities, which I'm hoping will be a little review from previous courses. So when we're solving and graphing two variable inequalities, there are certain steps that we have to follow. The first step, and when we're talking about linear inequalities, we're looking at equations that are linear equations, so something like y equals 3x plus 4. However, we're not looking at equations themselves, so we're specifically looking at linear inequalities. So it's not an equals to sign. We're going to be dealing with either a less than or a greater than or equal to, but we're dealing with graphing this today. So the first step is, if you're needed to, we need to solve for y. Okay, and those are the situations where if that linear equation is not in that form, it might be of the form ax plus by equals c. Okay, so if it's in standard form, remember we call that standard form. If it's in standard form, the first step would be to solve for y. And remember to be careful here, because if there's a negative value, you still want to remember that you might have to switch the sign and so forth. But the first step is, if you had to, solve for y. So for the second step, in order to graph the line, it's just like we were to graph lines in our first lesson of this linear unit, we are going to use the slope and the y-intercept to graph the line. And so remember, you just need 2 points to create the line. So once you know that y-intercept, in this case it'd be positive 4 here, we graph that point first, and then of course we'd use that positive 3 as 3 over 1, so that means up 3 to the right 1 in that case, right? So make sure you got the 2 points, but before we actually sketch that line, we need to determine what type of line it is. And that pertains to the inequality itself. And so we use a solid line if we have the equal to part. So if you see a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to symbol, we're going to use a solid line. If it's a dotted, we're going to use strictly less than or greater than. And the solid line is just a normal line that we use for graphing. But the dotted or dashed line looks something like this. Okay. The next part is you need to shade, because within these inequalities in two variables, right, you're graphing a line. In order to graph if it's less than or greater than, we need to either shade above or below the graph. And the easiest way to do this is to actually test a point. So we're going to test a point x comma y, and it doesn't matter which point you choose. An easy one to always choose, unless it goes through that point, is the origin. So 0, 0 is a nice one to check. And you're subbing that into the actual equation itself. And so if we had the equation y less than 3x plus 4, I would sub in the y coordinate of 0, the x coordinate of 0, and I would test to see if that's true or not. So in this case, if I simplify it, I get 0 less than, well, on the right side, 3 times 0 is 0, so I get 0 less than 4. If that's true, then whatever that point is on the side of that line, we're going to shade that whole entire side of that line. Okay? If it's false, then we're going to shade the opposite of that line. Okay? So shade the same side if it's tested point, and then we'd shade the opposite side if it tests false. So make sure you have these written down in your notes, but for the rest of the time we're going to be looking at some examples here. So we got a couple examples we're looking at here. And so for the first one, again, the first step is to solve for y, and notice it's already by itself, so we've kind of already got that done. So the second step would be to graph the line, and we graph the line using our slope and y-intercept process. So notice the y-intercept here is at -2. That means there's a point at 0, -2, so let's plot that point. And then for that other point, we're going to use that slope, right? 3 is our slope. And if we want to think of 3, let's think of it as 3 over 1, because remember, rise over run. And so in this case, since it's positive 3 in the rise direction, that would be up 3 units. And in the bottom, since it's positive 1, that would be right 1. And remember, that's always from that y-intercept point. So if I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right 1, put another point. Before we sketch the line, let's check back on the inequality. And since it's strictly greater than, we are going to use a dashed or dotted line here. So before I connect the two dots, I know that it's going to be a dashed line, so let's sketch our dashed line here through those 2 points. That means it doesn't include all those values, but now we're at the stage of actually seeing which side to shade. Remember, the origin is always a very nice point to plot. Notice it's not on that line here, so that's another nice point we can use. So if I choose the origin, 0, 0, and plug it into the equation, y greater than 3x minus 2, let's see if that's true. So I would sub in 0 for the y coordinate, and I would sub in 0 for the x coordinate. And if I simplify, looks like I get 0 greater than negative 2. And let's ask ourselves if that's true. Is 0 greater than negative 2? Yes, it is. It's higher on the number line. So since that's true, I'm going to shade the same side, right? The same side as that point. And the shading part is the fun part today, right? Because then you get to highlight all of that side. So that would be our answer for the first one. If you take a look at the next one, notice it's not solved for y. So the first step would be to solve for y. So I need to move this x term by adding it to the other side, right? We got to isolate this 3 by itself. So on the left side, we're left with 3y less than or equal to, but on the right side, remember, we can't collect those terms, so let's just write it as 2x plus 3. The next step would be to divide by 3. Remember, if it's a negative in front, we'd switch the sign here, but since it's positive 3 we're dividing, we don't need to worry about that. And so if I simplify the left side, we get y less than or equal to 2/3 x, and then plus 3 over 3 would be plus 1. Now if I'm at the stage of graphing, again, we look at the y-intercept. Notice it's at 1, so that means it goes at 0, 1 there. So I'm going to plot a point right at 0, 1. That's the y-intercept. And then since the slope is 2/3, right, 2 over 3, rise over run. That would mean up 2 because it's positive 2, and right 3 because it's positive 3 in the run direction. So if I, from that point, go up 2 to the right 3, I'm at the point 3, 3. Before we sketch the line, let's look back on the inequality. In this case, it's equal to underneath, so we're going to do a solid line here. And so if I sketch the solid line connecting those 2 points, that's what the equation of the line looks like, and next step would be to test a point. So if I pick the origin again and sub in 0 for x, 0 for y for this equation, looks like I get 0 less than or equal to 2/3 times 0 plus 1, and so I get 0 less than or equal to 1 if I simplify that. So let's see if that's true. 0 is less than 1, and since that is true, I would shade that same side here. And that would be my answer for the second one. So let's take a look at a couple more dealing with horizontal and vertical lines. Remember back in our first lesson of this unit that if you have y equals some number, that ends up being a horizontal line. If you have x equals some number, that ends up being a vertical looking line. And that's same for these inequalities, that if I were to graph y greater than 5, there is no equation to work with. I would just go at when y is 5, and since it's y equals in this case, it's technically y greater than. In this case, since it's strictly greater than, there's no equal to sign. Before I sketch that line at y equals 5, it's going to be a dotted one because it doesn't include it. And so it looks like a dotted horizontal line, and then if I'm at the stage of testing that origin point, if I tested 0, 0 here for this equation, notice there is no x to plug in, so you're just plugging in 0 for y, and you're seeing if that's true. Is 0 greater than 5? That is definitely false, right? 0 is not greater than 5, and so since that's false, right, I'm not going to shade on this side. I'm going to shade the opposite side of where that point is. And so it looks like this forever above. And so for that second one, x equals is a vertical line. So at x equals 3, I'm going to put a vertical line. And since, again, the inequality here is strictly less than, it's going to be a vertical dashed line. And if I were to test the origin again, picking that origin point, notice there is only an x value to plug in, so if I plugged in 0 for x, 0 less than 3 would be our statement to see if it's true or not. And is 0 less than 3? Yes, that's true. So since that is true, we're going to shade the same side as that point. So in this case, I'm going to shade it in red here. That's the graph of that second one. So take a moment, see if you can try these as separate problems. If you have graph paper, very helpful here. If not, take some time to kind of sketch out your X and Y axis and mark out the tick marks. But you can pause the video, try these 4 problems, and in a few seconds we'll go over these. Good luck. So if we take a look at the first one, notice the first step actually in all these is they're already solved for y, they're already solved for a variable. So I don't have to worry about changing it back to slope-intercept form here. So the next step would be to graph. So notice that +5, that's the y-intercept. So that means it crosses at +5 on the y-axis. So let's put a point there. And now since the slope is -1/2, remember if the negative sign is in front, right, written like this, we can either think of it as -1/2 or 1/-2. It doesn't matter. But either way here, if I think of like the first one, since the top is always the rise and the bottom is always the run in our slope, rising -1 would be down 1, and +2 on the bottom would be right 2. And so from that point, from that y-intercept, I'm going to go down 1, right 2, and put a point. Notice this one here, that's strictly less than. And so in this case, we'd use a dashed line before I sketch that. So there's my dashed line, and then the last part is the shading part. So if I test the origin here and sub it in, I get 0 less than, well, if I sub in 0 here, that's 0. So I get 0 less than 5. And that is true. And so for the first one, I would shade on that same side here as the origin. For the next one, notice it's again already solved for y. So if I plot that y-intercept here at -2, and notice the slope here is 3, so I have to think of that as 3/1. So that means up 3, right 1. And so if I go up 3, right 1, plot a point. Here, notice it's an equals to sign, so this line would be solid through those 2 points. And if I pick the origin as my testing point, because it doesn't go through that, it would be 0 greater than or equal to -2. Is 0 greater than -2? Yes, it is on the number line, so I would be shading on that same side as the origin here. For the last 2, remember these are the horizontal and vertical line types, so this would be a horizontal line right at y = 3. But since it's less than, we're going to use a dashed line to represent our horizontal line. And if I test the origin here, the only place I would plug in would be 0 for y there, so a 0 less than 3. Yes, that's true. And so I would shade on the same side there. So that would be our graph of y less than 3. And then for the last one, x greater than or equal to -1, remember these are vertical lines, so at -1, and again it would be a solid line here, so right at x = -1 I'd sketch my solid line. And then if I test the origin here, looks like if I sub in 0 for x, we're asking ourselves, is 0 greater than or equal to -1? And since that is true, right, it's greater than -1, I would shade that same side. And if it was false, I would shade the opposite side. So hopefully you got those 4, but we're going to move on to the part 2 today, which is now just combining 2 equations in one. We call these systems of equations. Sometimes you might see 3 or 4 even equations that overlap, but the solution of both of these will then be the overlapping region. So let's just treat these as separate problems. Okay? So the first step is, again, always solve for y, but notice both of these are already solved for y. If I pick on that very first equation, that has a y-intercept of 2. And the slope's -1/2, which again we have to think of it as -1/2 or 1/-2. Either way, if I look at it this way, that would be down 1, and then positive 2 in the run direction would be right 2. And so from that point, I go down 1, right 2. Even if you went and looked at this one, since it's positive 1 on top, that would be up 1, and then negative 2 on the bottom, that'd be left 2. Notice if I use that one, up 1, left 2 would still be collinear along that line, right? It'd be the same line. And so before I sketch that line, notice in this case it is a solid because of the equal to. I still want to test my point here, so if I sub in the origin, looks like I'll get 0 less than or equal to. Remember, if you sub in 0 here, that's gone. So it's 0 less than 2. That's true. So I would shade on that side of the origin. So that would be the first equation. And now if I deal with the second equation separately, and so I graph, let's say, the positive 3 would be the y-intercept here. And since the slope is positive 1/2, that would be up 1, right 2. And so up 1, right 2 would be another point. Here, another solid line because of the equal to. So there's the equation of that line. And then the shading part here, if I tested the origin again, same point, that would read 0 less than or equal to 3. And is that true? Yes, in case this is true, so then I would shade the same side there. And so notice the overlapping region would be where the green and the red shading meet. And so notice the overlapping region, if I darken it a little bit, would be this overlapping region there. And so the systems of inequalities, again, are just 2 or more equations of inequalities that you just have to graph each individually, and then their overlapping region will then be the solution. So take a moment, see if you can try this one on your own, and then we'll go over this in a few seconds. Good luck. So remember, you're treating these as separate problems here. So if I look at that first one, the y-intercept's at -1, so I'm going to plot the point -1 on the y-axis. The slope here is 3, and so if it's 3 over 1, that means up 3, right 1. And so if I plot the next point, up 3, right 1 of that, will be right here at the point 1, 2. So before I sketch the line, let's see what type of line it is. Since it's strictly less than, in this case it's going to be a dashed line because we don't include all those values along that line. So there's our dashed line for the first one. And then to determine the shading part, if I test the origin, because it's slightly just to the left of that line, if I test the origin, that would be 0 for y. If I plug in 0 for x, that whole term's gone, so it would be 0 less than -1. And so in this case, 0 is actually not less than -1, right? 0 is greater than -1. So since that's false, I'm going to shade the opposite side of where the origin is. So that would be the shading for the first one. And then for the second equation, notice that the y-intercept there is at +3. So if I plot the point +3 there, -1/3 slope, we can think of that as -1 over 3 or 1 over -3. But if I think about the first way, that would be down 1, right 3. And so down 1, right 3 from that point would be at the point 3, 2 there. This one is also going to have a dashed line because no equal to. So if I connect those two with a dotted or dashed line, something like this, and if I test that origin again here, I get it 0 greater than, that would be 0, so it would be 0 greater than 3. And so that would be also a no. And so since that's not true, I would shade the opposite side, which would in this case be above that line. And so notice the overlapping region is going to be in the upper right-hand corner there that I want to darken a little bit further. And so the solution together would be that black area that I shaded. So that's really it for the day. You can check Canvas for the practice, and then don't forget to submit the formative assessment before the end of the day today. So with that said, you guys are free to work, and have a great rest of your day.